Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Milk Room Podcast. I am Kimberly, your host, and I'm sitting here today with Daniel. Hello, Daniel.
How's it going?
It's going well. We already had a little bit of technical issues, but Daniel, I hear that you're from Pasadena.
Oh, yes, I'm from Pasadena, correct. Yeah.
That's really cool. And you're first generation as well?
First generation, I'm the oldest. I have a brother and a sister, so I'm like the leader of the first generation.
That's awesome. Honestly, I feel like that's beautiful. I think being an eldest sibling is such a big responsibility. And I know that you and having your businesses, I feel like that probably brings a lot of your work ethic into it. I think like when you're first generation, like it gives you such a drive to work hard.
Yeah.
And you were saying as well that you have multiple businesses. How did you come to that?
So back in trip out. So before the whole business world, I actually went to CSUN. I was getting my degree. Well, I got my degree in bachelor's in psychology.
Okay, okay, go to school.
I'm educated.
Hey.
Yeah, so I went to school. I got my degree, and like literally, so I technically started in 2019 my business, but it wasn't like not even my focus. I'm trying to do my school shit. So I literally started in 2019 November, and I started posting. That's even before I even had Instagram.
That's pre-pandemic.
Yeah, pre-pandemic, like a month before too. But I didn't have my Instagram, so I was just posting on OfferUp, Facebook Market. So
I love those places.
Yeah,
though.
you find the deals, which is Daniel's deals in there.
I'm dead. Yeah.
So I did that. And then, I wasn't selling shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't selling shit, so I was like,
damn.
Whatever, I'm about to be a therapist.
May I ask, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. But,
yeah.
So were you selling, like, your own furniture? Were you upscaling? Like, how did it go?
I had a family member who introduced me who originally wanted me to sell furniture for them. At the time, I was a dishwasher, a server, and, I had 2 serving jobs, and I was a dishwasher.
Damn.
And then, Fast was helping me out, so I was like, I think I'm gonna try selling furniture.
Yeah.
But he was like, just open up your own accounts. He helped me get the permits, and he helped me he basically gave me the tools on what to do. So I did that. I quit my job.
Yeah.
And then,
oh my God, that's a really big risk.
No, the good thing is that I didn't have no bills, so I was able to save a good amount.
Period.
Sorry, I had to burp.
You're good.
My bad.
You're good. The body needs to do its own thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, true. So what was I saying? So I quit my job. I started trying to sell furniture on offer, Facebook Market. And then I sold one thing, and I remember I only made $50, and I was like, fuck. But by selling something and I made $50, I never thought I could make money off selling something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, of course. I feel like when you come from our communities, I think there's only certain paths that are placed for us. And even to hear you as a first generation, to hear that you completed your education is amazing. Congratulations to you for that, because, the world is against us.
No, yeah.
And
sure.
I just, I wanted to congratulate you for that. And also tell you, that I think it's so interesting how these things usually start as hobbies, and you don't pay attention to them, and then you're like, whoa. But can we still find you on those platforms, or do you have a website?
Yeah, it's actually Daniels DANIELS _DALS. It's my Instagram page, and then if you click on my bio, you'll see my link tree, which you'll see my YouTube channel, which I started recently. So I'm trying to become a YouTuber too.
Okay. I see you. Okay. And what do you show on your YouTube?
So it's a trip. So I was wondering how I could be more creative in my furniture business. So I started kind of seeing how people will move, Cool Kicks, the people who sell shoes.
Yeah.
I got these from them too, from Cool Kicks.
Cool Kicks.
Yeah. So I saw what they were doing, making vlogs out of people coming in. So I started doing that. That's leading up to doing custom sofas for celebrities and brands. So every time I had a project, I had a guy come film everything. Yeah. And trying to document what we do behind the scenes and make it more like a TV show. If you're watching my Pit My Ride or MTV Cribs.
Yeah, I was gonna say MTV Cribs. Period.
Yes,
I feel like we need that kind of content back. I think, first of all, I think furniture is so awesome. I'm actually been obsessed lately with looking at apartments that I cannot afford. However, that because that gives that gives me a reason to look at furniture, because furniture is beautiful. Like
it's a beautiful pieces.
And sure. What made you come, besides you said it was a family member that led you that way?
So trip out, and this is like shout out to that customer. So one time, like I said, I was on Facebook Market. I had a listing, a customer sent me a message, hey, like, let me get this in queen size. And then they asked me, do you have more stuff? It turns out they bought, like, a new house and they refurnished everything, which was my first big order. Oh. And I never had a sale like that. Yeah. And that happened literally 2 weeks before graduating.
Really?
And I had just enrolled to get my master's program.
Oh my God.
And then that happened. I was like, fuck this shit. But no,
oh my God.
You should still go to school?
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, like this is crazy. Like, this, like... I never seen stuff like that. So
me either. It's like it was like meant to happen, because I'm like literally 2 weeks before you graduated is crazy.
No, yeah,
like
trust
master's
me,
program is crazy.
No, yeah. So that happened, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get my bachelor's, walk the stage. 2020 happened, and that's when COVID happened. So I'm like, fuck, like
there goes 3 years of my life, but
yeah, and I was like, fuck, like. COVID is happening. The business is gonna like have like an effect. Yeah. So I was already kind of preparing myself like what to do.
But you would think that it would affect that.
That's what I thought.
But it didn't.
It went crazy.
It went crazy.
Yeah. Like it was so crazy that I couldn't believe it. And then, cause literally like what I had like I did my little data like okay like based off like what happened in these last month and a half, like maybe I could save up and do this. But I was wrong. Like I like whatever I thought that I had data for. Yeah. Like I honestly like maybe like 800% what I thought. So imagine you're thinking like whatever you thought, but times 8 to 10. Yeah. In a year, you're like, oh shit. And then that's when I started realizing like this actually could be something. And then that's when I started meeting like earlier we had the homie Greg on, and one of the customers that found me was Gorilla.
Oh, okay.
And that's when I met him through like OfferUp actually.
Through OfferUp? What a small world, isn't it?
And you know what's crazy? Like you have no idea how many influencers and people I meet through Facebook Market when they buy furniture. It's a trip.
It's a trip. You know what? I do see a lot of like TikTok creators that are like, oh my God, I literally decorated my whole apartment from Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But for your furniture though, like, is it custom? Like,
tell me
about it.
There's two different things. I have an online furniture store, which allows me to get wholesale accounts to the main manufacturers that you see Living Spaces offer, right? Ashley's, and so I
don't buy furniture.
Yeah, don't buy furniture. Support small businesses.
Exactly.
And then pretty much so yeah, I have my wholesale accounts and I buy them direct from the manufacturer. So for example, let's say you're hitting me up and you're like, hey Daniel, like I found this bed set at Living Spaces for X amount. Can you help me? Can you help me with this product? And what makes my business different is because I offer under market prices. So you send me a table that costs you, let's say like $3,000. My margins to save you is like anywhere from 30 to 70%. And the same day delivery. So that's one side of the business.
Same day delivery?
Yeah, same day delivery. As long as it's in stock, it's ready to go.
You're going to make Amazon run for their money.
Hey.
You know, that's right. I'm like,
true.
No, for real. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's cool though. Yeah. And it's so interesting. I don't think I've ever met anyone that like is so in the furniture. It's so random. It's so random. You know what though? I think like, I don't know. It's just how do you even do that?
It's a trip. It's the whole logistics about it, like regarding like.
So you would say it's more there's a lot of like entrepreneurial like.
Oh, for sure.
Aspects to it.
Yeah, for sure. Because like a lot of people don't know this about the furniture game. So I mean, I do custom work too, but we're going back to the furniture part. Like, so there's a lot like it's kind of like clothing brands. Like people buy like from different manufacturers. Right. They place orders that have it get picked up. Same thing with me. So I have a lot of accounts, a lot of different brands. I have 60 different brands. And let's say a customer, and this is sometimes like a lot of people don't know this, but when a customer buys furniture, sometimes they buy, let's say the whole house, but each, like let's say it's like 7 different companies. So that means like I have to place orders for 7 different companies, which are like scattered around, like Slauson, Commerce, or like Redlands. So
Yeah.
let's say you place an order. The bed set would be in Slauson. Your mattress, I had to pick it up in Whittier. Your dining table set, because that's what you chose. Your dining table set, I had to go pick it up like in let's say Diamond Bar.
Damn, that's a drive.
So it's a lot of like logistics. It's not just like, oh, here, toma. It's like a whole bunch of stuff. So that's
and how long have you had your company for? Like you said, since 2020, right?
Well, officially 2020, but I didn't make it official with the whole S corporate until like honestly like last May. Yeah, like a whole S corp.
And do you have like a specific, I think, furniture item that's like super popular that you see that is popular amongst
the cloud sofas?
The cloud sofas?
Those are going crazy right now. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I ever since Kim K posted it a couple years ago, like everybody's been loving those. And then right now was kind of trending. We were kind of speaking about that earlier.
Yeah.
It's like the crazy 80s sofas, the big ones.
Yeah.
Those are like trending right now. Those are like really trending.
Yeah, because I saw those on your page and I was like, wait, those are so
those
cute.
Are so crazy.
They're
so
just, like,
crazy. Down it.
They just look so cozy. And honestly, I feel like it's timeless. I think, I'm not sure what your furniture style is, but I've seen a lot of discourse on minimalism and just how so many things don't really have a personality anymore. I mean, for some people, that is their personality. But, you know, they're making houses very monotone and, you know, there's lack of color and
no
shapes. There's no character. How would you say you want to see that change in the future in like the furniture industry?
I would, well, honestly, because like I said, so going back to that, I'm doing custom sofas now, right? Yeah. But now, like, I'm like, literally, like, 4 months ago, I'm trying to bring fashion into, like, the furniture game.
Ooh.
So that's, I have a couple sneak peeks I'm going to drop later on today.
Yeah. Today?
Well, yeah. Some projects that, I'll give a little sneak peek.
Yeah, I find that really interesting. So
I feel like, asking your question is, like, I feel like, the furniture should be more like a character, you know, like expressing yourself. Like you look at it and you're like, damn, like just by looking at it, it just has like a meaning to it, you know, instead of just like a simple piece. Just like
a simple piece, exactly. I think the way you decorate your home is so important because like you are your home, like like your home is so important.
It's like another reference of who you are.
Yeah.
You know, how you carry yourself.
How you carry yourself, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, I find that super duper interesting. Lately, how has that, you know, inspired your latest pieces?
Well, it's crazy. So, you guys ever heard of the guy, the shoe surgeon? He makes some crazy shoes, like for like Jake Paul, for like some crazy people. Like, so basically, like what he does, for example, there's this drop that he recently did, I'm gonna just drop this little gem sneak peek. So there's this. I'm currently making this sofa for this company called Muscle Lab. It's like a recovery place where like people get their IVs, and that's the homie because it's funny because we both went to the same school, so it was pretty cool for us.
And what school was that?
Pasadena High School. Yeah, and it's cool because we're both business owners. We both came from the same like high school. Yeah. And you know, I was like, let's collab. So I'm making him a custom sofa for his storefront. And it's I'm designing it. I'm picking out the fabrics, and this is the first sofa where I'm playing around with the fabrics. So instead of getting stuff, because I do embroidery, but instead of getting embroidered like the letters, like I'm literally getting like lasering off fabrics and like putting on other fabrics to make to like play around with the fabrics with it. And I got that inspo because the shoe surgeon made them a shoe, and I kind of got that inspiration from them. So it's just like seeing people like redefine like the shoe industry or like stuff is like inspired me to redefine the furniture game, which is what I'm currently like focused on right now.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm gonna need to find this shoe doctor, and I'm gonna need to see your post because, like I said, it's so interesting that I was able to get that vibe off of the couches that I saw on your page, that like 80s kind of like luxury vibe.
It spoke to you.
Right? It spoke to me because it just means that the artistry that you're put out is perceived the way that you want it to be perceived. Do you have, what about your most expensive piece? What is your most expensive furniture piece that anybody has bought?
Honestly, well, that's one of them.
That's one of them?
That's one of them.
It sounds very very custom. And if somebody wanted to order like a custom sofa from you, like how would they do that?
Normally, so that's still like, so I'm still working out that whole process, but mainly people either message me on Instagram, and they're like, hey Daniel, I love this stuff, or like, hey Daniel, like I like this idea, can you put together something? And from there, like it's more like on Instagram, posting, we have a meeting, and then like we'll talk numbers and we'll go from there.
What about okay, let's be a little risque. What about what's like the craziest furniture piece that like somebody has bought from you, like an influencer?
I mean, besides that sofa,
Yeah, besides that sofa.
there's this company that's like does like luxury artistic sofas. I don't make them, but like kind of going back what I say, like so stores sell this company. It's I don't know how they did it, but it's like a big table, and it has like it's like they like how can I say this, like it looks like a galaxy on the table.
A galaxy on the table.
That, you know, like
is it like the glass?
No, not even glass. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain. Lacquer. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Is it like a liquid that like gets like
something like that?
It gets like solid?
It looks like that. Yeah. You know when you see like the crazy floors?
Yeah.
And it's like all design, coding. It looks like that, but on a table. That's the most crazy stuff I've seen. But I have to go through my Instagram. I've done a lot of crazy stuff, so I have to go through it. But that's one that popped up to mind that was kind of expensive. Yeah, but it's crazy because in the furniture game, like the more I'm in it, there's different there's different tiers of furniture. Like there's tables that people buy for like 20,000. There's sofas that people buy for 50, 100,000. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I didn't know this until literally like this year.
Really? I know people don't play about their furniture. I'm telling you, especially the rich.
It's crazy, man. I'm just like, damn.
I know.
Oh, actually, to answer that question, one of the craziest beds. So I do custom beds too, and this customer order a
custom beds.
Yeah, I make beds. So
beds. I don't know why
like
I thought.
Bed frames.
Oh,
bed
okay.
frames.
I thought like bedding, like when you bet for
no,
people.
No.
Okay. I was like, how do you do custom beds? Oh my god.
Like the bed frames.
Yeah.
So a customer ordered me a big bed frame. It's like 3 Cal Kings and 1. If that makes sense.
3. Oh my god,
that's honestly bigger.
That's
than
like
this
the size
whole
of this room.
It's bigger.
Yeah,
it's bigger. Yeah, the bed frame. Yeah, and then because of that, so I do custom mattresses. I sell mattresses too. I had to make one too for that, and it was one of my, I would say, most creative bed frames I made so far. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's some that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this one.
Do you have a specific, idea of furniture in mind that you really want to make for someone?
I actually got a project right now. I don't know if I should announce it. It's for a famous artist.
Oh, do you have an NDA?
What does that mean?
Like, do you have a non-disclosure agreement? Because if you don't, you can talk about it.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
No, you're good. I don't want to get you in trouble with whoever it is.
Nah. It's a crazy collab. I'll tell you guys off camera.
Damn.
I'll tell you guys off camera. It's
okay,
like,
off the record. Off the record.
And then so that's interesting. So going back to like right now, what's I want to just say this out there. What's helping me keep like momentum going is because like I want to make history right now. So right now I'm trying to be. I'm currently and I don't think I've seen it if I'm wrong, but I'm trying to be the first person to work with like the big brands, because right now I work with like Cookies, Silent Melrose. I work with Cool Kicks, the Brown Bag, Power 106, Radio Shop, G-Dub.
So are you making furniture for their stores?
Yeah, like
what?
Yeah, a one-on-one, and that's what I want to do. Kind of like an inspo, like the shoe surgeon. I'm doing the same thing with the furniture. Like I'm making like, for example,
you're like redecorating Los Angeles.
Yeah, everything. So like for example, like what I want to do is like for example, Milk Room. If they wanted an official like one-on-one sofa, I could make them something crazy.
You heard?
Yeah, like crazy. 101, no one's gonna have it, just them. And that's what I want to do for big companies like Cookies, which I have. If you guys go on Melrose, like you'll see the shoe. If you go Cool Kicks on the Grove, you'll see the sofa I made. If you guys see the Brown Bag podcast, the sofas they have, everything I've designed everything. I made it for them. Power 106, if you guys are ever in the radio station, the whole lounge is by me. Whereas G-Dub, their warehouse is by me. What else? The Muscle Lab, when you guys go to the Muscle Lab in Pasadena, when it's delivered, which is 2 weeks from now, that's by me.
Damn, by him, y'all.
And like, I want to be the first one to be doing all this, and I want to be the first one to like, just make history. Like,
I mean, it sounds like you're the first one. I'm like, I don't think I've heard of. Even then, like, I don't even know anybody that, owns like a furniture business. So like, you're already out here doing it. Go you.
Trying to.
Yes, give yourself like the congratulations and like, the validation, because like it makes me so happy to see a first generation, you know, individual just making it. Like, you not only are you making your dreams come true, but you're making the dreams of like your family and your kids
and that's what
come
keeps
true
me
if you
going,
want kids.
honestly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't want to say this. I mean, hopefully, not, I pray that nothing happens. But what keeps me going is because like I want to do all this stuff while my parents are here, so they see it.
Yeah. Oh.
So they see it, like they like, you know, it's different doing it, but when your parents are able to see it,
Yeah.
that's what keeps you like pushing. Okay,
That's
like,
what keeps
like,
you momentum.
What
That's
can I do? Like, oh, boom, and then
exactly.
Yeah,
Like that's
so
what I
helps
said.
me.
Like from what it sounds like, you just have such an incredible work ethic. What would be some advice that you would give someone out there that is thinking of, you know, opening their own businesses in case they want to establish themselves and their family here in the States?
Well, honestly, I'm still doing it myself, but I feel like what has helped me is like putting yourself in situations that makes you a better person.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, something that has helped me the most from even graduating school, not quitting, and honestly, I finished pretty fast.
Yeah.
And you know, doing the businesses is that like I put myself in a. I used to fight boxing, like I used to train, I used to compete, and that. Putting myself in that type of environment where like I don't want to show up, but I know I have to because I know it's gonna make me be a better like fighter for the future.
Yeah.
Creates like discipline, and the more you practice discipline in anything, whether it's like being on time, replying to messages on time, every little thing.
It matters.
Yeah, all that little discipline matters. So I feel like for anyone who wants to start a business, like practice discipline because that's what's gonna keep you going even when the stuff are going down.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how many times I like in my business like shit goes south and I'm like fuck and I feel like fuck, but I mean it's just like I gotta keep going.
Yeah. No, you gotta.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's advice I'm going to take for myself. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think I have the best discipline. Not to beat myself down, just because I know I could be better.
Yeah.
So your advice is helpful to even to me, you know, because I think like discipline is the most important thing, you know, like if you really want to achieve something, like it is discipline. And you remind me of a friend of mine who's on DACA actually, and like her work ethic is crazy. Like she also has her bachelor's, and you know, like she doesn't even have a car. You know what I mean? Like she just keeps going.
She makes it happen somehow.
She just makes it happen somehow, and like you remind me of her so much. So you know, like shout out to everybody who is first generation and just making things happen. Like you deserve everything that you're getting. Like you deserve it, and it just makes me so. It makes me so happy. I just have to tell you that.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you. It means a lot. And then I do want to say one more tip too. Is that like don't like let yourself be settled.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like for a minute, I'm not gonna lie, in my business from like 2020 to 2022 and a half, I was so comfortable that like I didn't want to like try to go bigger.
Yeah.
But I surrounded myself with people like a couple homies. I'm gonna shout them out. Like shout out to Chama Steak, shout out to Boulevard Nursery, shout out to like GN's Transportation, all my homies that have businesses, because if it wasn't for them being around them, like I would not be pushing myself. And those are the homies and friends that are like, they push you to be better.
Yeah, you definitely are who you surround yourself with.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I recommend like making sure you have the right crowd around you, because that's I don't want to say that's your source of energy, but that's what like what you said, like that who the people who you hang out with, it's a definition of who you are.
Yeah. And growing in Pasadena, how did you just navigate life? Did you
boxing?
I swear. You're like, you kind of just have to grow up fighting, huh?
Yeah, because I mean, shit, I'm not gonna lie. Like growing up, like I was around the wrong crowd. You know, I used to like, you know, just be around with the wrong crowd, and then like when I put myself in boxing, like it just, you kind of like make it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And once you make something a lifestyle, it keeps like the habits going, and then the discipline is what helps those habits keep going. Because when I was in boxing, like it was either should I go out with my friends and go have fun, turn up, or should I stay home, eat healthy, go run the Rose Bowl 3 laps so I could be ready next week so I don't get beat up in the ring.
Yeah.
So I was like, do I want to have fun, or should I like prepare myself for next week when I spar against people?
It's like that discipline that you're talking about. Yeah, that's why I feel like fitness is it's so important. I feel like fitness goes hand in hand with like, I think everything else that goes on with your life. I wanted to ask too, what are some places where you feel like you met people that helped you grow in your industry?
The gym.
The gym?
The
Really?
gym. Because the best thing I feel like the best networking area or anywhere to meet people is like wherever people are working on themselves to be better. It's like where you'll find people.
Yeah.
All those people I just mentioned, I met them at the gym.
Really?
For the most part.
You're just like my friend because like she also, because my friend, she also works in like fitness. She like, after she graduated school, she was like, let me get like a certification in personal training, you know, because like she just loves fitness so much because that's what keeps her going. And she tells us, she was like, I forgot who she met that works for like this sports company. I forgot what sports company she was, but she was like, yeah, like I met them at the gym. I was like, damn girl, take me to that gym. Like, like damn. But that's like, do you like, what gym do you go to?
Shit, I got a couple. Well, I still go to where I box, Villa Park. Shout out to Villa Park Boxing.
Shout out.
I go there. I go to Speakeasy. I go to 24 Hours, and I still have this gym. Oh, and I got Crunch, so I got like 4 gyms.
Really?
Yeah, but it's good though because sometimes since I'm all over the place, like
that's
some
so
gym
helpful.
it does its close.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm nearby Crunch, so I just go there. Or I'm nearby Speakeasy, so I go there.
Yeah.
But for me, another thing very important to me is like time. It's so important for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever saves me time, I'm a put energy towards that.
Yeah, you're a hustler.
Yeah,
you're a hustler. Do you have anything else in which you can, you know, relax creatively?
Relax creatively. Honestly, just
I can see that you're very fashionable. I will say I really adore your outfit and your shirt.
Oh, thank you. It's my brand. I made it. And that's another thing too. Like, I feel like oh, sorry, my bad. I feel like you know, one thing I started realizing is that like I be wearing shirts. I used to wear like a whole bunch of different brands, but I'm like, bro, I could make this to my own brand. Like I'm gonna wear my own brand, and that's why I wear like I made this shirt out of my brand. But sorry, I got lost. Say that question again.
No, I was just going to say like, is there any other way that you express yourself creatively?
Honestly, just being open-minded. Open-minded, and then like kind of like see how other people are doing good in their industry, and they kind of tweak it to mine. Kind of like what I said earlier. Like I saw Cool Kicks doing that, so I'm doing that in my industry. I saw the shoe surgeon doing it in the fashion, so I'm like I could tweak that, but in my industry.
I find it. Would you say like shoes? Like as a man, because I feel like I've noticed that like men love shoes. Would you say like, I don't know, that has like it helps you feel more confident in like where you go in life?
Shoes, honestly, it's a haircut. I didn't get a haircut this week.
It's a haircut. I was actually just talking about it, about how a haircut makes you who you are. That's, honestly, you just proved my point that I spoke from earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Haircut for sure.
Yeah, I know. Awesome. But I want to thank you so much for being here today. I hope that I get to interview you again and that I get to see your post later on
trust.
your new furniture.
You guys are want to stay tuned to everything because I got some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Some crazy stuff. Like,
I'm so
I'm making
excited.
history. I'm not going to lie. I'm happy for myself.
I'm excited. And you know what? I want to see it on Pinterest.
I'm on Pinterest too.
Okay, find him up. What's your username on Pinterest?
Daniel's Deals.
Daniel's Deals on Pinterest.
Yeah.
Alrighty, thank you, Daniel. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.
See ya. Take care.